at Director Falk's request. Agent Nico De Silva was reassigned to work with the Bureau as a covert agent. Okay. Der er lidt skeletter i skabet her. Profile William Carter. Hey, det er os. Lad os se, hvad der står om os. William James Carter. Born 4th November 1920 in Tulsa. Okay to Beryl and Jeremiah Carter. Okay, jeg ved ikke, hvad står for. Education, BS Engineering, Indiana University. Marital status widowed. Mother deceased, father deceased, wife deceased, son deceased. Derfor han er så rå. Professional record. William Carter joined the army December 17th, 1941, leaving college to enlist shortly after the attack on Pearl Harbor. He saw action in Pacific Theater and earned the rank of Master Sergeant with commendations for his service in the Burma campaign. His service ended on October 25, 1945, after which he returned to college on a GI Bill. Shortly after graduating, the CIA recruited Carter in 1948 as field operative. His quick thinking and bravery served him well, and he rose through the ranks, earning personal commendations from both Director Hoover and President Truman. He excelled at deep covert assignments, serving for weeks and months at a time in Indochina and the USSR. In 1959, during a deep cover assignment in Laos, a fire at his family home in Arlington killed his father, wife and son. However, due to the communications blackout of his mission, Carter did not learn of the tragedy until he returned in 1960. He alternates between blaming himself and the agency for the tragedy. This, as much as anything else, led to his drinking problem. Det så vi jo i starten, sad og drak. Following a string of disciplinary charges in December 1960, William Carter was reassigned to domestic operations only. Continued problems led to a further demotion to administrative duties in June of 1961. Director's addendum. Murren, this one's aggressive, temperamental, and defensive, but he gets the job done. I don't recommend him, but the Bureau is your department. If you insist on him, I don't recommend a long-term position. The man used to be a hero, but now he's busy destroying himself. He's not useful for much anymore, except as an expendable asset. J. Edgar Hoover. Okay. Tak skal du have. Nummer 3. Nummer på herovre. Nej, det var ikke et tal. Jamen lad os gå hen og snakke med folk.
Lights.
Camera action.
We are at war, and not the one we were expecting. Groom range, 2100 hours. Survivors, 6. In just a few minutes, our enemy managed to destroy the primary strategic command center. By 2130, Strategic Command itself ceased to exist. Our combined military forces have been routed. The comms have gone dark. The red phone will not be ringing. And that is why, as of now, I, Myron Falk, am assuming command of what's left of our nation's defenses. The Bureau was founded to coordinate resistance forces in the event of a complete and successful Soviet invasion. That mission remains the same, even if our enemy does not. We now face an opponent from beyond our world, whose identity is yet unknown. But make no mistake, this enemy has crippled us. They have technology decades beyond what we possess. We must make it our own. Their weapons will become our weapons, and when they do, we shall annihilate them. I give you new orders. Survive, adapt, win. Welcome to XCOM.
Yeah.
A year? Will, you can't heal us for a year.
I'm sorry, the country needs me.
Your family needs you.
No! No, I can help them. Let me help them!
Will. Carter. Hey, Will, wake up.
What?
Jesus, Carter. How is it you look worse than before you went to sleep?
I'm fine. And you yelling for me to wake up doesn't help.
I wasn't the one yelling.
What did I say?
Something about a fire. I don't know. I guess after the morning you had, it makes sense.
No, this wasn't about that. It wasn't about Grim Range.
Well, my guess is you're not the only one having nightmares after this morning. Head shrinking's gonna be a big business after this war. If there isn't after this war. Ah, Christ, that was dark. Anyway, Falk's looking for you. Wants you in his office, ASAP.
Heavy
Man,
hand.
say what he wanted with me.
Guess you don't know him all that well yet. The director doesn't tell anyone anything he doesn't think they need to know.
So we
Well,
put
I guess you can't really hold knocking off for a few against me. Seeing as how we seem to be in our office and our quarters.
Yeah, I guess some parts of the emergency plan leave something to be desired. Ah well, it'll be just like college, right?
Yeah, except I stayed in Mrs. Hawthorne's boarding house back in Terre Haute. Had my own bathroom and everything.
Wow, ain't you fancy?
You saying something about that radio?
Oh yeah. Cheap thing normally just pipes in the company elevator music, but it's been picking up some weird signal. Damned if I know what it is.
Don't we have more important issues to deal with?
Sure, that's why I haven't bothered with it. But if someone on the outside is able to broadcast through that jamming signal, well, it could be important.
Who would know more about this?
Check with Operator Chelsky. She's information officer for the Bureau. Keeps track of communications, arranges contacts, manages what the public hears. The whole deal.
check the radio.
I better
Okay.
go see what the old man wants.
See you later, Will.
Two. Message repeats. 250.
Better make a note of this and talk to one of the radio operators.
9.
You probably ought to run that by Operator Chelsky across
Message
the hall.
repeats.
Might be important.
250. November 892.
250 November 892. Det var også den sag. Snak med ham igen.
What is it, Will?
Nej.
I'd better go see what the old man wants.
See you later, Will.
Ja.
You the dispatcher?
A little more than that, Agent Carter. I'm Chief Information Officer with the Bureau.
Information officer, what does that mean?
I oversee the dispatchers, but in addition to that, I also manage our public communications and keep our profile low. And for now, my job is also keeping the public from knowing the scope of the threat.
Because rioting mobs of civilians are the last thing we need right now.
Exactly. You and your agents contain the enemy's attacks, and my operators will keep the public panic level in check.
Okay. Assuming we win.
Try not to
Impressive.
distract you too much.
As long as you have a good reason. What do you need, sir?
How are you broadcasting? Hvis der er en jammer på, hvordan gør vi
Isn't
så?
the enemy jamming all communications?
Yes, most broadcasting equipment is facing heavy interference, cutting effective range down to less than 5% of normal.
Then how are you...
Our equipment is significantly more robust. We're still communicating at approximately 90% of effective range. The best of the best, you know.
Yeah.
What does the population know?
They're worried about the communications blackout, but our operatives in the major cities are keeping them in line.
Keeping them in line. You make it sound like they've declared martial law.
Nothing as heavy-handed as that, just a series of emergency preparedness tests. They'll be tense, but orderly.
The radio's been playing a strange broadcast. Any idea what it means?
I heard. It's probably an automated weather station nearby, but I suppose it might be instructions for picking up a weaker signal. A clever broadcaster could bypass the worst of the jamming that way.
It could be survivors. We could bring them in.
It's worth checking out. I'll have Operator Hughes run the radio while you give us the data.
First set the range to...
250, hvis jeg
Set
husker
the
rigtigt.
range to 250.
Now the direction?
November, den er north.
Set the direction north.
And the frequency?
892.
Set the frequency to 892 megahertz.
Checking ultra-high frequency. Nothing. Wait. What is...
Ah, jeg troede
It's
lige.
survivors. They're trying to warn others of the attack.
Reply. Tell them they aren't alone. We'll do what we can to assist.
We'll dispatch someone to help, but we'll also have to make sure they stop broadcasting immediately. We can't risk that information spreading.
As long as they get rescued.
Hvad er det herovre? Note. Intercepted transmission for Dietrich, MD. The enemy has overrun our inaudible. Casualties are high and we are having trouble mounting a counterattack, coughing, inaudible. The enemy was able to infiltrate and release our stores of inaudible. Never had a chance. All staff evacuate to static. Kan du sige mere?
Yes, sir?
Thanks for the information.
Just doing my job.
Nu vi skal. Der står han jo. Så skal vi jo nok op her.
You were there. You saw what he was capable of.
I did. It's just
Recording. Listen.
his
Er det sådan
file
nogen?
paints a different
Once
picture.
again, we going on another wild goose chase, Director? Not this time, agents. Because I brought in an expert agent who I expect to turn the tide. Allow me to introduce your new senior agent, Miss Angela Weaver. Agent Weaver, please begin.
Good evening, agents. Now,
told
we
him
have
us.
reason to believe our target is...
Is this some kind of joke?
I assure you, I do not joke about potential infiltrate...
Come on, miss. Get back to reception and leave the real work to us, okay? Agent Percy, watch your tone.
Director, how many concrete cases of the outsiders have your agents uncovered to this date?
That would be 0.
And how many have I uncovered in my own investigations?
2 confirmed, 1 pending.
Thank you, Director. If I may continue...
Listen up, Agent Percy. Maybe you'll learn how to do your job. Yes, sir.
Now, we have reason to believe an infiltrator has compromised military command.
Ah. Jeg ved om det var ham der generalen der. Okay. Note, read. Security installation almost complete. Director Falk. The closed circuit security system has been installed in several of the facility's main rooms, as well as the corridors. This covers all major sections of the base, and at your request, we have added a monitoring station in your office. The recording options have also been provided, but some of the crew have concerns about installing cameras in the living and hygiene quarters. I told them I understood, but with potential infected, we just can't be too careful. You can expect all surveillance to be in place soon. Pat Barclay, maintenance.
Speak of the devil.
Carter, good. Agent Weaver is afraid you don't play well with others. I tend to see that as an asset.
You gotta know.
To conclude, all signs show a pattern of systemic interference that cannot be explained by known enemies.
Come over here, Carter. I'd like a word.
But I'm not sure what you're suggesting. These activities aren't from the Reds. They aren't from any known source on Earth, so we must examine alternative sources. You mean to say aliens? It's more likely than you think. We cannot afford to be caught off guard. Oh, okay, Myron. I think you've been working too hard. Take a little time off, maybe a vacation, and... No, listen, this is too important to ignore. My team has already uncovered a half-dozen potential cases of outside interference. No, you listen. I have a meeting with the generals in 2 days, and I will not have you making a laughingstock out of this department. General Deems is already talking about cutting funding, and if that happens, you and your team will be out. Do you understand? Yes, Director. Perhaps you're right about that vacation. That's more like it. Someplace nice and sunny. Lots of fresh air, like New Mexico.
Jeg troede ikke på ham.
What do you want from me, sir?
You're not here in this facility by chance. I brought you here quite purposefully. I've been following your career for some time.
Jeg er ikke så god til at være uden. Eller det passer ikke, men skal være den gode og pligtopfyldende.
Why me? I've been behind a desk since... for a while.
Yeah, but you were a hell of an agent before you sat behind that desk. And what's more, I know what put you behind that desk.
The brass put me there.
Sure, the brass made the call. But it was you who kept yourself there.
I don't need another round of psychobabble. I had enough of that from the company's shrinks after the incident.
It was an accident, Carter. Beyond your control.
Right, yeah. And next you tell me how I can't save everyone.
It's too late for that. But you can save some of them. And right now, that might be enough.
Right. Well, I'm with you, Falk. If only because, for all we know, this clown show you're running here is all that's left of our nation's defenses.
Then that makes you one of the nation's best weapons.
Enemy intel.
What do we know about the enemy?
Very little. Before this morning, we only knew of scattered oddities. We weren't even sure if they were connected.
Such as?
Deposits of the substance called Illyrium were found in various locations across the nation. There were weather oddities. We received and investigated reports of what we called thinnings. Localized instances where the very fabric of reality itself seemed to be warping, then dissolving.
And this was kept secret?
From whom? The populace? The news would have generated mass panic. No, the circle was kept quite small on this.
What is this place? I mean, when aliens from another world aren't attacking our planet.
This facility is essentially fulfilling its intended function right now. It was created to respond to a potential invasion on domestic soil.
Do all of these people work here?
No. Typically, you won't find much more than a skeleton crew here. But certain carefully selected individuals across all military disciplines are aware of this facility's existence. In the case of a domestic invasion, they're under orders to arrive here.
I never knew about this place.
Well, based on your performance at Groom Range,